Imagine waking up in a world where a single discovery quietly rewrote the rules of existence. No loud announcements, no flashing headlines at first, just a subtle shift that begins to ripple through human life. Intelligence sharpens beyond its old limits, health no longer feels fragile, and time itself seems to loosen its grip. This is not a distant fantasy or a science fiction dream, it is a question that challenges the very core of who we are. What if one breakthrough didn't just improve our lives, but completely transform the way humanity thinks, heals, and experiences time? At the heart of this breakthrough lies intelligence, not as a privilege of the gifted, but as an awakened force within everyone. Learning that once took years now unfolds in weeks. Complex ideas feel intuitive, patterns reveal themselves effortlessly, and creativity surges like an unstoppable current. Minds once limited by memory, focus, or speed begin to operate with clarity and depth, as if hidden doors inside the brain have finally been unlocked. Humanity doesn't just become smarter, it becomes wiser, more aware, and more capable of understanding the universe and itself. As intelligence evolves, health follows closely behind, reshaped by the same revolutionary spark. Diseases that haunted generations begin to lose their power, not through endless treatments, but through precise prevention and rapid self-repair. The body learns to heal itself with astonishing speed, restoring cells, balancing systems, and correcting damage before pain even appears. Aging slows, vitality returns, and life is no longer defined by decline, but by sustained strength and energy. Health becomes a natural state, not a constant struggle. Then comes the most astonishing shift of all, the transformation of time. Not time as measured by clocks, but time as experienced by the human mind and body. Moments stretch, focus deepens, and the rush of life begins to soften. With enhanced intelligence and optimized biology, humans perceive time differently, moving through it with intention instead of desperation. Days feel fuller, years more meaningful, and life no longer seems to vanish in a blur of missed moments. This breakthrough does not arrive as a miracle from the sky, but as the result of human curiosity colliding with technology, biology, and consciousness. Artificial intelligence, neuroscience, genetics, and quantum understanding converge into something entirely new, a bridge between thought and matter. The human mind no longer merely reacts to reality, it begins to shape it. Ideas translate into action faster than ever before, turning imagination into tangible change. Society begins to transform from its foundations. Education evolves from memorization to mastery, focusing on insight, creativity, and purpose. Children grow up not fearing failure, but exploring possibilities with fearless intelligence. Work shifts from survival to innovation, as humans focus on solving meaningful problems rather than repeating exhausting tasks. The value of a person is no longer measured by how much they endure, but by how much they contribute to progress and understanding. Relationships deepen in ways never seen before. With heightened awareness and emotional clarity, humans communicate beyond words, sensing intentions and emotions with precision. Conflict loses its grip as empathy becomes stronger than ego. Families, friendships, and communities grow not from obligation, but from genuine connection. Love becomes less about possession and more about shared evolution. With health stabilized and intelligence expanded, humanity finally turns its gaze outward, to the mysteries of the universe. Space is no longer an unreachable frontier, but a canvas for exploration. Time, once an enemy, becomes a companion, allowing long-term visions to flourish. Civilizations plan not just for decades, but for centuries, guided by wisdom rather than fear. Yet this breakthrough also forces humanity to face profound questions. If limits disappear, what defines meaning? If life extends, what gives urgency to choice? The answer emerges not from technology, but from consciousness. Purpose becomes the new frontier, reminding humanity that power without direction is empty. The breakthrough doesn't replace human values, it magnifies them. Ethics rise to the center of progress. With the ability to change intelligence, health, and time, humanity must choose compassion over control, unity over division. The true test is not whether we can achieve such power, but whether we can wield it responsibly. The breakthrough becomes a mirror, reflecting humanity's deepest intentions back at itself. Slowly, fear begins to fade from the human story. Fear of illness, fear of ignorance, fear of running out of time. In its place grows curiosity, courage, and calm confidence. Life feels less like a race against decay and more like a journey of discovery. Humanity breathes differently, lives differently, and dreams on a scale once unimaginable. History remembers this moment not as an invention, but as an awakening. A point where humanity stepped beyond survival and into conscious evolution. The breakthrough did not turn humans into gods, it reminded them of their potential. Intelligence became a tool for understanding, health a foundation.
And so the question lingers, echoing through every mind and every generation to come. What if one breakthrough truly changed intelligence, health, and time forever? The answer is not found in laboratories or machines alone. It is found in what humanity chooses to become when given the power to redefine its own destiny. The world that emerges after this awakening no longer moves in straight lines. Progress flows in waves, guided by insight rather than urgency. Cities become living systems, designed around human well-being instead of exhaustion, where technology quietly supports life rather than dominating it. Nature and innovation stop competing and begin cooperating, creating environments where intelligence enhances the planet instead of draining it. Human identity itself begins to evolve. People no longer define themselves solely by age, profession, or limitations, but by purpose and contribution. With extended vitality and sharper minds, individuals reinvent themselves multiple times within a single lifetime. Learning never ends, growth never stalls, and the fear of being too late fades into irrelevance. Creativity explodes into a golden era. Music, art, storytelling, and invention rise to levels never witnessed before, as minds free from survival stress explore deeper layers of imagination. Expression becomes a universal language, connecting cultures beyond borders and histories. Humanity doesn't just advance technologically, it flourishes emotionally and spiritually. Even conflict begins to transform. While differences never vanish, the way humans respond to them changes profoundly. Enhanced perception allows people to see beyond surface disagreements into shared human needs. Power shifts from domination to understanding, from control to cooperation. Peace becomes not an ideal, but a practiced skill refined by intelligence and empathy. Time, once again, reveals a deeper secret. With life no longer rushed or fragile, humans learn to live inside moments rather than chasing the future. Patience becomes powerful. Presence becomes rare and valuable. Life stretches not because it is longer, but because it is richer, filled with intention instead of distraction. Generations born into this new reality inherit more than advanced biology and intelligence, they inherit responsibility. They grow up knowing that every thought, every choice, and every creation shapes the collective future. Wisdom is taught alongside knowledge, reminding them that progress without humility can undo itself. In the end, the greatest transformation is not in the body, the mind, or time itself, but in awareness. Humanity realizes that the breakthrough was never just a scientific event, it was a shift in consciousness. A moment when humans stopped asking how much more they could take from the universe, and